Since the start of the war in Ukraine in February 2022, the Russian Air Force has effectively used its air bases close to the border to bomb the eastern country and deliver troops, supplies, and vehicles to the front lines. Nonetheless, during its latest summer counteroffensive, Ukraine sought to undermine the Russian war machine by attacking Russian bases from within Russia with the support of covert forces. Ukraine did this swiftly and with violence, beginning in August 2023, with multiple attacks across different enemy bases. Footage taken from drones has shown the devastation left behind by Ukraine at the Kresty Air Base in Pskov, where at least 4 enemy Il-76 Candid transport aircraft were destroyed. Additional clips from the Ukrainian military show the drones specifically targeting the midpoint section of the Candids to render them completely inoperable. From large plumes of fire and clouds of smoke, the footage has given the world a taste of Ukraine's effort to cripple Russia's war logistics. The Il-76 is a medium-range military transport aircraft currently employed by the Russian Air Force. It bears the NATO codename Candid. The cargo transport, developed by the Ilyushin Aviation Complex Joint Stock Company in Moscow, forms the backbone of Russia's military aviation lift. The Candid performs almost the same roles as its United States Air Force counterpart, the C-17 Globemaster III, developed by McDonnell Douglas and Boeing. Since its introduction in 1974, more than 900 Ilyushin Il-76s have been produced by Ilyushin, Tashkent Aviation Production Association, and Aviastar, serving in multiple militaries worldwide. The Russian Air Force currently employs over 100 Candids that have become crucial for delivering troops, weapons, and supplies to the front lines of the ongoing war in Ukraine. The Candid is operated by a crew of 7 and has a length of 46 meters, a height of 14 meters, and a wingspan of 50 meters. The medium transport has a load-carrying capacity of 47 tons and a maximum takeoff weight of 170 tons. Candid's power plant comprises 4 D30kp turbofans that allow it to achieve a top speed of over 760 to 780 km per hour and a flight range of 3,000 to 6,000 km per hour, depending on the payload. The aircraft's payload can comprise fully armed paratroopers, ammunition, medium-sized armored vehicles, and disaster relief cargo. Candid's countermeasures include flares, the SPO-10 Berioza or S3M Sirena radar warning receivers on the side of the nose, and SPS-5 Fossil 1I1 electronic noise jammers. Since the start of the war, Ukrainian forces have struggled to shoot down these cargo aircraft, but the military has adapted and figured out a way to take them down effectively, attacking them while on the ground and striking their bases deep within Russian-controlled territory. On August 19, 2023, Ukraine started launching devastating drone strikes against air bases deep inside Russian territory. Satellite imagery detailing the Ukrainian drone attack on Soltsy 2 Air Base near St. Petersburg surfaced online. The pictures obtained from Planet Labs showed the aftermath. The attack resulted in the destruction and damage of several Russian aircraft, including a powerful Tupolev Tu-22M3 strategic bomber. Previously released images showed that Soltsy 2 appeared to be the home base of several Tu-22M3 backfire bombers since early August. The base, some 100 miles from the Estonian border, was engulfed in flames, with vivid pictures detailing the destruction of at least one bomber and significant damage to the base's installations. The Russian Defense Ministry said the attacks were carried out by a copter-style uncrewed aerial vehicle, or UAV. Andriy Yusov, spokesman for the Ukrainian Defense Intelligence Directorate, later confirmed people from inside Russia conducted the attack under orders of the Ukrainian military. Surveillance drones scanned the airbase days after the attack and confirmed the entire fleet of Russian bombers had been evacuated from the area. Staying true to Yusov's words, more Russian airbases were targeted days later, again attacked from within Russian territory. This time, the operators behind enemy lines targeted Kresty Air Base, home to the Russian Air Force's 334th Military Transport Aviation Regiment, operating the Candid cargo transport aircraft since the late 1970s. Based on previous footage and pictures, the Ukrainian military believed the base operated with around 20 Candids. With these details behind the operations table, the armed forces approved a swift strike against the base on August 30th, 2023. Kresty Air Base in Pskov Oblast was attacked by a swarm of drones at midnight on August 30th. This was confirmed by Mikhail Vedernikov, regional governor of Pskov Oblast. Footage immediately emerged on the web, showing large fires engulfing the base and the thunderous sounds of several explosions. Vedernikov stated, quote, "The Defense Ministry is repelling a drone attack on Pskov's airport." The Ukrainian drone targeted the base's fuel depot and several Candids exposed on the runway. According to the Russian TASS agency, at least 4 were damaged beyond repair. Post-attack images from Planet Labs showed the remains of 2 destroyed Candids, as well as others that were partially damaged from the midpoint section of the fuselage, where the wings are attached. These damaged aircraft were later towed away by Russian personnel a day later. Analysts believe Ukrainian drones deliberately targeted the midpoint section to cause maximum damage to the jet's fuel tanks and the wing spar. On August 31st, Ukraine released captures from an infrared camera video feed from some of the attacking drones. The images showed that the strikes were targeted directly at the midpoint section of the Candids. Based on the pictures provided, analysts concluded the damage was done by bomblets dropped by drones. The success of this attack proved that Russia's army may be spread too thin to protect its borders against counter-drone operations, or is simply incapable of defending its air bases from attacks from within. Shortly after the damage assessment provoked by the massive drone attack carried out by the Ukrainian military, the Russian Foreign Ministry announced the attack would not go unanswered. The Russian military also claimed that these treacherous attacks, conducted so deep inside Russian territory, could only have been possible due to classified intelligence shared by the West or NATO partners, especially the United States. Although the drone attacks against Russia's frontiers have dramatically escalated since the latest Ukrainian summer counteroffensive, none has yielded such devastating results as the strike against Kresty Air Base on August 30th. The Bryansk and Oryol regions, located in the outskirts of Moscow, as well as the annexed Crimean city of Sevastopol, were also targeted by the Ukrainian drones during the same operation. Russia countered with an overnight missile barrage against Kyiv, resulting in several buildings damaged and several civilians injured by falling debris. More than 550 days after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it's safe to assume that drone attacks would become more frequent on both sides, claiming more lives and damaging more infrastructure. According to the BBC, more than 190 suspected drone attacks have been conducted in Russia and Crimea since the start of 2023. Most attacks have been concentrated in the regions of Bryansk, Belgorod, and Kursk, close to the borders with Ukraine. With drones getting cheaper by the day, these types of attacks will escalate as the months pass. This will likely favor Ukraine in the long run if the country continues the strategy he's described as, quote, starve, stretch, and strike.